I am glad to welcome everyone. You're watching the Who and Who Show. Today we have a confrontation between two powerful creatures who most often appear before the audience in the form of demonic clowns. Pennywise the Clown versus de+filer the Clown, Spawn's enemy. If you like what we do, don't forget to like it. This helps to promote the video. A de+filer, also known as a Violator, is a cross between a demon and a human. He was born in England in 1589. His father was one of the demonic spirits. And the mother is an ordinary woman who died during the birth of a Violator. His family also includes the Phlebian brothers. The clown himself is the oldest of them, and at the same time hates them. The de+filer was in the service of the supreme demon Malbolgia. His duty was to train and guide the Hellspauns. One of them was supposed to lead the army of hell. The main problem was that the Violator himself, despite his own origin, despised people and did not consider them worthy. Of course, he wanted to stand at the head of the infernal army himself. Therefore, most of all, the demonic clown tried to prove to Malbolgii his superiority over the Hellspauns. It's Pennywise, also known as the Killer Clown. This is a monster from the Stephen King universe, is a demonic entity. It exists in the human world, as well as in some other dimension, that is inaccessible to ordinary people. There is already some similarity with the Violator, since he is also in among people, then moves to hell. Pennywise is best known for his machinations in the town of Derry. It is known that he first appeared there in 1715. The clown established his lair in the sewers, but operated throughout the city. Some specific goals of this creature are not known, but it feeds on fear and usually manifests itself once every 27 years. To begin with, dimensions do not play a special role here. Firstly, both clowns can change their appearance. The true appearance of Pennywise is unknown, but eventually he appears before the heroes in the form of a giant spider. Although it is believed that this form is not pristine. But it's more like what Pennywise really looks like. The Violator transforms from a small clown into a huge monster. It doesn't make much sense to describe him, you will see the creature on the screen. Now let's deal with age. As already mentioned, the Violator was born in 1589, it appeared in Derry in 1715, but this does not mean that the Violator is definitely older. It is known that Pennywise is described precisely as an ancient evil entity that could well manifest itself in different peoples under different names. And 1715 is the year of its appearance in Derry. In our opinion, the clown from King's universe is still older and more experienced than the de+filer. Well, now we will analyze the most important thing, these are abilities. We decided to take this confrontation, not only because both heroes are clowns, but also just because of the similarity of abilities. They both change their appearance, have quite strong telepathy, increased regeneration. Of course, the agility, speed, endurance and physical strength of these characters are also much superior to human. There is another important point, the Violator has repeatedly died, but later, as a rule, he returned from hell. About Pennywise too, we can say that he is immortal. His physical shell in the human world may die, but according to popular belief, his true essence, located in another dimension, will not be killed. Thus, the theory that the monster occasionally still changes its habitat seems quite likely. So far, in general, the opponents are approximately equal. Therefore, you need to look at the features that differ from them. For Pennywise, this is primarily an addiction to fear. It's no secret that if a clown is not afraid, then he begins to lose a lot in all directions. Firstly, he will no longer be able to transform so abruptly, and secondly, the illusions with which he intimidates his victims turn out to be less large-scale, and most importantly, he becomes vulnerable. Anyway, the monster was defeated with the help of a silver earring. The Violator has a fiery breath, can summon demonic spirits, and he is also an experienced necromancer, i.e. able to raise the dead. Here we consider the de+filer to have more chances, since all dependence on fear in Pennywise is a very important weakness. We believe that the Violator's abilities have a larger scale, after all, he is in the service of the supreme demon, and he himself has demonic spirits under his command, and so on. Of course, Pennywise had a detrimental effect on the residents of a small town, but in fact the residents still continued to live there, and the city itself did not die out for a long time. At the same time, it always attacked those who would be easier to scare. As far as can be judged, in the King universe, most of the negative characters, even such powerful ones as Ono and Andy Lineage, have a territorial limitation of abilities. The clown operated in dairy, and lineage captured a small, sparsely populated island. The de+filer will not be afraid of Pennywise by default, since he cannot finally die. And this fact will already be enough to significantly weaken the dancing clown. And since the de+filer himself has no such connection with fear, he will already be a priori stronger. And of course you can compare those who fought with today's characters. No matter how scary Pennywise was, teenagers could overcome him. It doesn't really play out in the movie versions, but these guys are not quite ordinary. But they still didn't have any special skills at all. Even if we assume that it periodically attacked adult residents of the city, one way or another they were ordinary people. Violator constantly deals with demons, Hellspauns and various supernatural creatures. It is known that he destroyed all Hellspauns except Al Simmons. And this already says a lot. Also, according to some information, he destroyed the demon who was his father. In our opinion, the advantage here is in the direction of the spawn enemy. And to sum up, we are inclined to the victory of the Violator. I tried very hard making this video. Thank you for watching. I will be grateful for your likes. Today, as always, we have a mystery. If you guessed who is depicted in the image, write in the comments. If you liked our show, subscribe to the channel. The videos are released regularly.